How's it going, guys? In this episode, we're gonna be fixing all the cracks on the Humvee hood. So starting off, we're gonna look at some of the cracks. We got two right here, right in the nose step area. We have one over here, kind of where the hooks come out of the hood. These hooks. So we have crack right here. We actually have another one right here. We're gonna be fixing those. And then on the corner of the hood, which is a very common spot that I see a lot of cracked hoods on Humvees. I think it's just because it might be like a very easy spot to accidentally hit something on. But we're gonna be fixing that one up too. So what we wanna do is we're gonna take an angle grinder and carefully enlarge these cracks. We wanna enlarge them because we're gonna be placing some fiberglass mat or mesh inside of the cracks. And then when we are done, we want to be able to sand everything flush so it looks like it was never damaged. So we'll be doing that on all of these. And then after that, we're going to take some fiberglass Bondo, or I think it's polyester filled Bondo or something. Fill all that in and then sand it flush. Should look pretty good when we're done. It should be pretty strong. We also want to be wearing the correct protective equipment. You don't want to breathe any of this fiberglass in. So definitely wear a mask. We're gonna have some goggles on too, or some glasses. You don't want to get any of that in your eyes. I'm gonna be wearing some gloves too. You don't want that in your skin. And then I'll probably wear a long sleeve shirt too, so I'm not itchy. My arms won't be itchy. So let's get to this. First off, we're gonna start grinding these down and creating that little valley or a little divot. So I'm gonna start on this one right here. All right, so right here, I kind of wanted to grind off some of this area so it gives a lot of material for the actual fiberglass mat to adhere to. And then on the front, we just kind of did the little divot. So we're just gonna start on this one first. I'm gonna do all the fiberglass on this one, just this crack, and then we'll get to the other ones. I can get out of here. Alrighty, so now that we have this area cut out, we're gonna go ahead and clean all of this off, and we're gonna start mixing up some of our resin. And well, first we're gonna cut up some of the fiberglass mat, then we're gonna mix up the resin, and then we're gonna start applying this to the back side of this, of the hood. And then once that dries, what we can do is we'll fill all this in with some of that fiberglass Bondo. So let's get cleaning this off, and then we'll go ahead and start cutting up some of the mat. Let's get an idea of where it's going to be. We want to make the fabric a little bit bigger than the actual hole. All right, so as you can see, this is a little bit bigger than the actual hole. So now we're gonna take this template that we just made, And I'm gonna make maybe 3 or 4 more layers like this. Probably shouldn't be breathing that in, but all right, so right here we just have about 3 layers. Got about 3 layers of this. And we're gonna go ahead and mix up some of the resin, and we're gonna place this on the back side. All right, so for every ounce of this resin, we're gonna add 10 drops of the hardener. So for now, I'm just gonna do about 20 ounces. No, sorry, 2 ounces, which is right here. Make sure this is level, being close to level. Okay, 2 ounces of that. So we're gonna put 20 drops of hardener. Mix this up a little bit. 2, 4, 10, 20. Alrighty. Now we're gonna mix this up. Just pour a little bit on. And brush it out. Get some on there. I think I mixed not enough. All right, so now I'm gonna peel this off. Actually, I'm gonna get a little bit of resin over on the back of the hood. A little resin on there, and I'm gonna go ahead and apply this first piece. Oh God. All right, so we have the first piece down. It's really thin, but so what I'm planning to do is let this first piece dry, and then we'll add the next layers, the next 2 layers behind it. The reason why I kind of want to let it dry is because I don't want to be pushing this through and past the actual fiberglass, past the cut that we made, because I want to be able to fill this with Bondo and sand it flush. So I'm going to let this one dry, and then we'll back it with the other pieces. Because if I was trying to put the other pieces on the back of this, I have a possibility of pushing this mat through and past these edges. So we're going to let this dry. And when I'm done, I'm sanding everything down before I do Bondo. I could sand these streaks off. So let's go ahead and wait until this resin starts hardening, and then we'll go ahead and apply the rest of the pieces. So this cut right here, we're actually not gonna fill it with any fiberglass. We're only gonna use some of the fiberglass Bondo. And we made it a little bit bigger so that it'll give the Bondo a lot of surface area to adhere to, and it should smooth out very nicely and be nice and strong when it's done. Alrighty, so we got all of these all cut out. Let me show you the fiberglass mat that I cut out for these. So I'm gonna try to do all this in like one piece. So I made this kind of like L-shaped. We'll put that on there. And then once all this is all dry, once the 3 layers that we're putting on here is all dry, I'm gonna come around with a cut-off wheel, and recontour all of this so it looks good. Oh shit. Just dripped a bunch of it on my arm. So you pretty much just want to like pack it in there. It'd probably be better if I had a roller brush, but it's fine if you just pack it in there like that. And then you kind of want to push it down like this, kind of spread it so it's not poking through where your hole is. You definitely don't want it to poke through. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna go around to the front and make sure it's not poking through. All right, so now this is all dry. I'm gonna do the last 2 layers of fiberglass. One. You know what? I don't have gloves on. I just realized that. Nice. Alrighty guys, well, we got all the strips laid out. Tomorrow we'll trim this back up and then go ahead and start doing the Bondo. Let's take a look from the back side. Still all wet. So yep, I'm gonna let this dry overnight and then I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, so a couple days ago I actually had to replace the flex plate in this. I didn't really record it because I just wanted to get it done quickly. But to do the whole flex plate job, you have to take off the, I guess it's the Y pipe that connects the left bank exhaust to the right bank. And do you guys want to hear how it sounds? It kind of sounds like a boat. So this is just like open headers. Kind of sounds like a boat. But I thought that was pretty funny. Actually, it doesn't sound too bad, but I don't think I would ever run it like this. All right, so I'm sure you can't really see it that well. Still looks like there's damage there, but before, this is a giant dent. And now, if you can see it now, but it's nice and flat. We'll be able to sand this kind of even out the paint right there. And then we'll even go over it with a really thin layer of Bondo if we have to, just so it disappears. And I end up getting out some of these. Pretty much you want a hammer. It'd be better to have like a bodywork hammer, kind of like this. You want to make sure that the face of the hammer is nice and flat. So a lot of times what you can do is take a file to it or some sandpaper and make it smooth. And then I just have this little backing and I kind of press it against there, this old piston. Press it against there, something flat and made of metal, something hard, and then I hit on the other side and it kind of squeezes it and makes it all flat. So this side looks pretty good. I don't believe there was any damage on this side. Now this side's all good too. So coming back around, this is what we did yesterday. We did all the fiberglass. So now today we're just gonna quickly sand around here, trim up some of this fiberglass that's sticking out, and we're gonna use some of this polyester body filler and go ahead and fill these up and smooth it all out, and they should disappear in no time. Alrighty guys, so now we have all of the fiberglass work done. See, we blended all this perfectly. Now we're just gonna clean this all up, get all the dust out of there with some body part cleaner, I guess. Pretty much just acetone. I'm gonna wipe it off with some of these. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it for this episode. I'm gonna wrap it up here. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope this helps anybody trying to figure out how to fix their Humvee hoods. Pretty much all that we have left now is we're gonna start sanding the whole Humvee down. So you guys should see that video coming probably early next week. And then after that, we're gonna go ahead and start painting the entire vehicle. We're just gonna go with the normal 3-color camouflage. It should come out pretty good. So thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.